frustrating. We're talking about the process, and it should be a partnership and a conversation between the users of the streets, the local community, and the developers and planning department. And it was very frustrating. We were quite a few concerned citizens at the review, and we could not speak. So you can't speak at the Heritage Commission and you can't speak at the UDP. You only can speak at the open house at the beginning and the hearing at the end. All in the middle, the whole process, the stages of the process in the middle, the public cannot speak. So I find it a little bit unfair, and I think we should have our say in the whole duration, all the stages of the process. I wonder why it is that way. And also, I would like to know what Mr. Cochran thinks of the beach tower site, if you are familiar with the modernist era beach tower site. What do you think about it?
Well, again, Ray may wish to comment on how some of these systems developed over time. But I think one of the strengths of our process is that you have many inputs that all have value. And I do believe that we don't do enough in terms of the public consultation. We tend to have processes before there's an application, one statutory open house, and then we're at public hearing. And I find that, and I certainly hear from the public, that that's a very unsatisfying level of public opportunity for public discussion. I think we need to have a discussion about more. But to your specific question, I think our predecessors had the intelligence to say that aside from the passionate feelings of the public, we needed some rather dispassionate inputs into the process. The Heritage Commission is a body of council that is supposed to provide raw, dispassionate, well, not that they're not passionate, they're a pretty darn passionate group, but they're supposed to provide heritage expertise and input separate from the public dialogue, because that's a different input. Similarly, the Urban Design Panel was set up to provide urban design advice, not necessarily directly influenced by the public, because then they would be public engagement professionals rather than urban design professionals. It doesn't mean that their input trumps the public commentary. There's supposed to be one more type of input into the process. So I've lately been hearing a lot of frustration about that the public can't speak at those. And I think it's important for us to explain how those systems were developed over time, the different roles of the different groups, and those groups are not more important than the public input. They're just another input into the process. And Ray, who probably created the Urban Design Panel, I would think, may wish to comment on that sort of separation.
If you could be somewhat brief, I'm sorry, Ray. We just want to, we're running out of time, so just a brief.
I can't be brief, so we should have another question maybe.